Hey, friends, welcome to another edition of Cool People During COVID. I want to introduce you to my friend Bronwyn Commins. We're Facebook friends. Actually have never had the pleasure of talking with you in real time. So this is awesome. It's great to meet my Facebook friends, even Zoom-wise. How are you, Bronwyn?
I'm doing well, thank you. And you, Nick?
Excellent. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, Bronwyn.
Sure. Nick, I've been a teacher for over 20 years. I
Wow.
retired. Retired early from teaching. I still teach part-time. But within the past few years, I decided that I want to spend more time pursuing my interest in comedy.
Fantastic.
So about 4 years ago, after writing for years and years and years, and having friends encourage me that I should really get, I hate to use a cliche, but get more serious about comedy, I decided to do that. Sadly, I had a sister who passed away from cancer, and we all had to, I have a large family. We all had to say one thing we wanted to do that was on our bucket list, but we were afraid to do it. And mine was stand-up comedy. So about a year after she passed away, I did my first open mic in Hartford, Connecticut.
Fantastic.
And it was the most fun I've ever had.
Great.
And so I've been pursuing it since then. I auditioned for Connecticut's Got Talent in Norwalk, Connecticut. That was probably my largest audience. And it was, shared on YouTube. And what I do now is I continue to focus on writing and doing stand-up. Of course, everything is like this. It's in a Zoom format.
Sure.
So it's been a great deal of fun. And oddly, in a way, it kind of connects to my teaching background because you have to have a sense of humor to be a teacher too.
That's a fact. What did you teach?
I taught middle school English.
What? Middle school? Oh my gosh, that's the hardest one. So that's good on you.
It was so much fun. I enjoyed every minute of it. Unfortunately, teaching is now more about testing than it is really teaching. Yeah. So I decided to retire early because that had taken a lot of the fun out of it.
What do you think about English, the use of English, people ending sentences and prepositions, that kind of thing? Does that really bother you a lot?
Not really. I did tease a teacher friend of mine about that a few days ago, but not really because English and reading and writing, those are things that are meant to be enjoyed. And if you're always correcting people, it's not really enjoyable, is it?
Oh, listen to you. Well, that's great because the ending sentences in a preposition, that does bother me a lot.
Does it?
Where did you put that at? And it's like wasting a word. It's even easier if you don't use it. But anyway, you have a great attitude. And I like that. And that's what I want to talk to people about here. You're very active in your community there, way back there in Connecticut. I'm in Los Angeles here. How has COVID affected you and how are you keeping a positive attitude during this time?
Well, I think humor certainly helps. It has been hard not getting out and seeing people the way I'd like to. I have the sweetest little dog in the world. So that helps a lot. And also, I think staying involved in my community has also helped because tonight, for instance, I have a Zoom meeting for a committee that I'm part of. Yesterday, I was able to go help and volunteer at our polling station for just a little bit in a socially distanced fashion. So I think actually some of the things that have been put in place since this has all started have really helped me stay connected. So, Zoom is better than nothing. It's not the same as seeing people in person,
right.
But at least it helps support a sense of connection.
Important to keep the connections and being involved in your community. I think a lot of it is just getting the focus off of ourselves. If you want to have a miserable day, spend the whole day thinking about nothing but yourself.
Yeah.
So you're doing that. So that's fantastic. Are you doing any Zoom comedy shows?
I've done a few. Yeah, I've done a few. I have some friends who are musicians and they sign on too. So I've done a few and it's really odd. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's kind of odd because unless you're in gallery view, you're just kind of, sharing and then you hear these random laughs come from your computer screen. So I forced myself to remember to put everything into gallery view.
Yeah. The latent laughs too. They might even come, 15 seconds after your punchline. So
they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Laughing into the future or into the past. Who knows? Well, what would you like to say to encourage our listeners out there? What are a couple little things or one thing, anything you'd like to share?
Well, I think getting, people always come up to me and say like, well, how do you do an open mic, or how do you do stand-up comedy? Aren't you terrified? And I have found if it's something people are interested in, they should really do it, because I have found that audiences are so supportive. You hear about hecklers and things like that. I've never had a problem. Audiences tend to be so supportive. And I think stand-up comedy is something everybody should try at least once in their life. And I really believe that.
Wow.
I think it's just a great way to connect to people and get over your fears. And once you realize that you can make people laugh, I think nothing compares to that.
So that would help anyone get through this COVID then, huh? They should all of us should do some comedy during COVID.
Appropriate comedy, I think is a wonderful thing to keep people connected.
There you go. Yeah, clean comedy, not sarcastic comedy, because that puts people on the defensive.
Yeah, just like you're doing now with this, keeping us all connected with this.
Yeah, cool people during COVID, and you're cool. It is COVID.
Oh, thank you.
Cool. So Bronwyn,
you are
what a pleasure. Great to talk with you.
It was my pleasure, Nick. Thank you for reaching out, and I hope you continue to stay safe. Okay.
So Bronwyn, how can people find you out there on social media land?
Well, thank you for asking. I have many photos and clips of my comedy up on Instagram, and the easiest way to find that is at Bronwyn Humor, and you can find clips and photos of my work there. Thanks, Nick.
Hey, friends, another episode of Cool People During COVID. Bronwyn is cool, and all you out there, until next time, be cool.
Thank you.
Bye.